Ever pondered the prospect of opening your own Airbnb? It's a question that might have crossed your mind at some point, especially if you have a spare room or a vacant property just sitting idle. Today, we're going to explore the pros and cons of starting your own Airbnb, and by the end of this discussion, you'll have a clearer picture of whether this venture is right for you. Firstly, let's dive into the advantages. One of the most enticing aspects of running an Airbnb is the potential for extra income. Depending on the location and the quality of your property, you might be surprised at just how much you can earn. It's a great way to put that spare room or empty apartment to work instead of letting it collect dust. Secondly, you have the chance to meet people from all walks of life. Hosting on Airbnb can be a cultural exchange as much as a business transaction. You'll have the opportunity to interact with guests from different parts of the world, learning about their cultures, their stories, and their perspectives. Thirdly, there's a certain degree of flexibility. You can decide when to rent out your space and for how long. You're not tied down by a long-term lease, which gives you the freedom to use your property as you please when you're not hosting guests. But like any venture, running an Airbnb isn't all sunshine and rainbows. There are a few drawbacks to consider. Firstly, it requires time and effort, from setting up your listing to communicating with guests, cleaning the property, and managing bookings. It's not a passive income source. If you're not ready to commit to the work, it might prove more stressful than profitable. Secondly, there's the issue of wear and tear. More guests mean more usage of your property and its amenities, which could lead to higher maintenance costs in the long run. Thirdly, there's the question of dealing with difficult guests. While most guests are respectful and considerate, you might occasionally encounter individuals who are not. Handling such situations requires patience and good people skills. Lastly, there are legal and tax implications. Different areas have different regulations regarding short-term rentals, and you'll need to ensure you're compliant. Plus, your income from Airbnb is taxable, so you'll need to factor that into your earnings. Taking all these into account, starting your own Airbnb can be a rewarding endeavor, or it could be a challenging experience. It all depends on your circumstances, your commitment, and your willingness to take on the responsibilities that come with being a host. So as we wrap up this discussion, consider the pros and cons carefully. Weigh them against your personal situation and preferences. If the potential rewards outweigh the challenges for you, then why not take the plunge? Start your own Airbnb. Transform that idle space into a source of income and a hub for cultural exchange. Go on, open the door to new possibilities.